7 levels of tank warfare. The T-72 rumbles forward across open ground, its crew inside believing they're executing a textbook armored assault. What they don't know is that they've already been spotted by a reconnaissance drone 8 kilometers away, their position relayed to an anti-tank team, and their route calculated by battlefield management software. The tank explodes before the crew even sees the enemy. This is Level 7 warfare meeting Level 2. Don't let your understanding of modern warfare get caught in the same trap. Hit subscribe so you're always operating at the highest level of tactical knowledge. Modern tank combat isn't just about who has the thickest armor or the biggest gun anymore. It's about understanding which level of warfare you're operating at and exploiting the gap between you and your opponent. Level 1, the Iron Box. World War I introduced the tank as a solution to trench warfare deadlock. The Mark I could barely reach 6 kilometers per hour and broke down constantly, but it could cross trenches and ignore machine gun fire. The crew of 8 men operated in temperatures exceeding 50 degrees Celsius, often passing out from carbon monoxide fumes. At this level, success meant simply getting the tank to the enemy trench without catching fire or sinking into mud. Tanks couldn't communicate with each other or with infantry. They couldn't see properly, relying on narrow vision slits. But against enemies with only rifles and machine guns, they were devastating. The Germans were so shocked by the first tank attack at Flers-Courcelette in 1916 that some units retreated without firing a shot. The weakness was obvious. Tanks were slow, unreliable, and once they broke through, they couldn't coordinate follow-up actions. Level 2, Combined Arms Basics. The Germans revolutionized tank warfare during the interwar period. They realized tanks couldn't operate alone. Level 2 introduced combined arms tactics where tanks, infantry, artillery, and aircraft worked together as a single system. The panzer divisions that smashed through France in 1940 weren't superior in tank quality. French tanks actually had better armor and guns. The difference was coordination. German tanks advanced with infantry and half-tracks, supported by Stuka dive bombers, all communicating via radio. When they hit a strong point, they called in air support, bypassed it, and kept moving. This is where tank-on-tank combat became sophisticated. Crews learned to use terrain for cover, to fire and relocate, to work in pairs. The Germans developed focus, concentrating overwhelming force at a single decisive point rather than spreading tanks evenly. But Level 2 still relied on human decision-making with limited information. Tank commanders stuck their heads out of the turret to see, making them vulnerable. Tanks got lost, ran out of fuel, or attacked friendly units by mistake. Level 3, the technology race. By late World War II and into the Cold War, tank warfare became an engineering competition. The German Tiger could destroy a Sherman from 2 kilometers away while remaining invulnerable to return fire. Soviet designers responded with the T-34's sloped armor, which deflected shells that would penetrate flat armor of the same thickness. This level introduced specialized ammunition, infrared night vision, laser rangefinders, and stabilized guns that could fire accurately while moving. The British Chieftain, American M60, and Soviet T-62 represented this philosophy. Sophisticated machines designed to win through superior specifications. Level 3 tanks dominated when both sides fought at the same level. The problem emerged when they faced opponents who had moved beyond the technology race. Israeli tanks with superior optics and fire control consistently defeated Arab tanks with similar or better armor during the 1973 Yom Kippur War. The Israelis weren't winning because of better equipment, but because of better crew training and doctrine. Level 4, Crew Excellence. A tank is only as good as the crew inside it. Level 4 recognizes that human factors often matter more than hardware. The difference between mediocre and excellent tank crews is measured in seconds. How fast they can spot a target, identify it, aim, and fire. In tank combat, whoever shoots first usually wins. And first often means a difference of 3 to 5 seconds. Professional tank crews train for thousands of hours. They learn to read terrain instinctively, to position their tank where it can fire while presenting the smallest possible target. They develop crew coordination, where the commander, gunner, loader, and driver function as a single organism. The U.S. M1 Abrams crews that destroyed over 2,000 Iraqi tanks during the Gulf War while suffering minimal losses weren't just benefiting from superior technology. They had trained together for years, many of them combat veterans. Iraqi crews, despite having decent Soviet tanks, often had only months of training and no combat experience. Level 4 introduced battle drills, pre-planned responses to common situations that allow crews to react instantly. An experienced crew can identify an enemy tank type by its silhouette at 3 kilometers, know exactly where its weak points are, and put a round through them in under 10 seconds. But even the best crew has limitations. They can only see what's in their direct line of sight. They can only process information at human speed. This is where Level 5 changes everything. Level 5, Network-Centric Warfare. At Level 5, the individual tank stops being independent and becomes a node in a larger network. Every tank shares real-time data with every other friendly unit. A reconnaissance drone spots enemy armor and instantly transmits the location to every tank in the battle group. Artillery calculates firing solutions automatically. Attack helicopters coordinate strikes with ground units without anyone picking up a radio. The US military demonstrated this during the 2003 invasion of Iraq. American tanks could see the entire battlefield through data feeds from satellites, drones, and aircraft. They knew where friendly units were, where enemy units were, and where they were going. Iraqi tanks were essentially blind in comparison. This introduces sensor-to-shooter time, how long between detecting an enemy and destroying them. At Level 2, this might be 30 minutes. At Level 5, it can be under 60 seconds. The enemy gets spotted, the network assigns the optimal weapon system, and they're destroyed before they know they've been detected. Russian tank forces in Ukraine expected to fight at Level 5. Instead, they discovered their communications didn't work, and Ukrainian forces had better battlefield awareness using commercial drones and NATO intelligence. Russian tanks designed for network warfare ended up fighting at Level 2 or 3, making them vulnerable to Ukrainian forces punching above their weight. Level 6, Asymmetric Counter-Tank Warfare. Level 6 represents the recognition that the best way to fight tanks might not be with other tanks. Modern anti-tank guided missiles cost a fraction of what a tank costs, but can destroy one from several kilometers away. A two-man team with a Javelin missile, costing $250,000, can destroy a $6 million tank. Drones costing a few $1,000s can drop munitions through a tank's thin top armor. This has fundamentally changed how tank forces operate. Tanks can no longer advance across open ground without extensive drone reconnaissance, electronic warfare support, and air defense systems. Russian armor casualties in Ukraine demonstrated what happens when tanks face Level 6 threats without proper countermeasures. Hundreds destroyed by weapons their designers never anticipated. This has forced tank warfare to become more infantry-centric again. Tanks now require infantry screens to spot and eliminate drone operators and anti-tank teams. They need electronic warfare vehicles to jam drone signals. In some ways, modern tank warfare resembles World War II combined arms tactics more than the maneuver warfare of the Gulf War. Level 7, Autonomous and AI-Enhanced Systems. The future of tank warfare is already arriving. Level 7 incorporates artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and unmanned vehicles. The tank crew's role shifts from operating the vehicle to managing a system of systems. AI-enhanced target recognition can identify and classify threats faster than human crews. Active protection systems automatically detect incoming missiles and destroy them before impact. Some modern tanks can engage multiple targets simultaneously, while the commander focuses on battlefield management. The Israeli trophy system has successfully protected tanks from anti-tank missiles by using radar to track incoming projectiles and firing a shotgun-like blast to destroy them. The next step is already in testing. Unmanned ground vehicles that scout ahead of manned tanks, drawing enemy fire and identifying threats without risking crew lives. These systems coordinate with loitering munitions and artillery to suppress enemy positions before the main tank force arrives. Russia's T-14 Armata was supposed to incorporate an unmanned turret and AI systems, though whether it works as advertised remains questionable. The ultimate expression of Level 7 might be fully autonomous tanks operating without crews entirely, though this raises questions about human control over lethal force decisions. What's certain is that Level 7 warfare will be decided by software and algorithms as much as armor and guns. So what determines victory? Is it about having the best hardware? No. It's about operating at a higher level than your opponent. A Level 4 crew in an older tank will usually defeat a Level 2 crew in a newer one. A Level 5 network can coordinate older tanks to overwhelm isolated modern ones. Level 6 asymmetric weapons can destroy any tank if the tank force hasn't developed countermeasures. The lesson from every major tank battle of the past decade is that you can't skip levels. Russia tried to field Level 7 tanks, but couldn't maintain Level 5 networks or Level 4 crew training, which left them vulnerable to Ukrainian Level 6 tactics. The winning side isn't always the one with the most advanced tanks, but the one that understands what level they're fighting at and can exploit the gap. Now, if you really enjoyed watching this video, then like it, and consider subscribing to the channel, as we will be soon, bringing up more anticipated and exciting contents soon in this channel. I'll see you later.